So we're really excited that our board has approved our proposal to increase salaries for the vast majority of our team members. We have been wanting to do something substantial for our classified, our hourly workers, and that includes our custodians and folks who work in child nutrition and our main office workers, and several others, bus drivers, on and on. A new plan for compensation for that focuses especially on our teachers and our classified and certified team members. We knew that in order to have the best people and to maintain and keep those people on our team, that we needed to show them the kind of love and respect that is shown through compensation. And so we took to the board a plan to improve compensation for our classified hourly workers, classified administrative people, so managers of custodial teams and managers of office managers and office and folks who manage child nutrition and that, as well as an increase to the local supplement to state teacher pay. We've worked to position our local supplement to a minimum of $5,000, moving from where it was, and I think our minimum was about $2,400. And so moving that to about $5,000, our local supplement on top of what the state offers. And so the increase that individuals will experience on average for our teachers between 0 and 20 years experience and with bachelor's and master's degree or master's degree, the average increase that they will experience is about $2,500, okay, right? So what we did was increase the minimum supplement, local supplement that each district adds to the state funding for teacher pay. And we're just proud to be able to do that, and it really positions us as one of the top payers, as the top payer of teachers in this area. And so we were really intentional about that. As well, an average of $2+ per hour for our hourly workers. And so excited to move their pay along, and then there are new regulations, labor laws that are causing us to rethink the minimum salary for those who are exempt. And so there's a nice increase that some of our managers are getting as well. And so we're just really excited again to be able to do that. We positioned ourselves to do this both through our optimization work. We closed and consolidated several schools to try to avoid some costs and to reduce some costs and all that sort of thing. And so we're estimating about $10 million in savings from that. So between that and the increased funding that we're receiving from the state through the new state funding formula, we've been able to afford these increases to our team members. So major increases. We're very proud to be able to do it. Excited to be able to do this with our team members, and excited for what this will mean to infuse some new energy with the team. Folks are working really, really hard, and certainly right now they're working hard getting ready for the start of school, and so we just want to show them some love. Teachers have choices. They have choices within the system, choices across systems, and they have choices of other fields. Just because I'm a teacher today doesn't mean that I don't have skills and knowledge and the capacity to do something else in a totally different field. And so we're fighting all of that to recruit and retain educators, whether they're teachers or others who work on the teacher scale as counselors or librarians or some of the other jobs that we have to help support scholars, as well as principals and others throughout the system. We're fighting and battling all of that to recruit our people. And so these salary increases will absolutely help us to be more attractive to anyone who might be looking for a role in one of our schools or in our district. And certainly for folks who've been with us for a while and are, like all of us, dealing with the higher costs of food and gas and just life. And so we do believe that both retention or recruitment and retention will be improved as a result of this. And we wanted to do something that was significant, not just a few cents for hourly team members, or something that maybe shows up as a few dollars on your check. We want to do something fairly significant that people would be able to see in their checks and feel in their pockets. We are a people business, right? And so our ability to attract and retain smart, capable, caring individuals who want to do right by children and want to see them succeed and want to bring their very, very best to the classroom, to the school, and fields, and all of the ways that our adults address and engage with scholars. This absolutely will help us to get the best and the brightest and to keep the best and the brightest. So for so many years, what we've seen is people will come to Jackson Public Schools and they tell us they get some of the best professional development that there is around, and then they often will go on to other places, right? And I always want to see individuals be their best selves, do their very best work, and go and be where they feel they're led to be, and do the things that they're led to do. But we also want to position ourselves to be that place for people to feel like they can bring their very best skills and knowledge right here, and stay here and work with our scholars to ensure that they're successful. And while the money won't change outcomes for children, the money changes, I think, the conditions for the teachers and educators who will change the outcomes for children. And by the way, total about 13 million, just over 13 million across the board in salary increases. While we're making these investments, we're also making investments in curricular materials and technology and in our facilities. That's continuing to be a major investment area for us. So all of these things we think will lead to the outcomes that we want to see with our scholars. We've made the commitment to our people. There's no increasing salaries and then decreasing them again. We've made this commitment, and so this is something that we've got to live into. We, as I said, with the increased funding from the state and with the savings that we're realizing from our optimization efforts, we're better positioned to be able to afford the increased salaries. And it's certainly our hope that the state will continue to fund education at this level, and that they'll continue to see that it's important for us to pay our teachers, pay our educators the wages that they need to make in order to live comfortably and to do the hard work that we're asking them to do. And I believe there's that kind of energy in the legislature right now. So I'm certainly hopeful that they'll maintain the funding, even if they shift some of the mechanics of the formula. I think we're at the point now in our communities, certainly in our city and across the cities in the state, where folks are lifting their voices up and saying, we can't go backwards from here. These aren't just gifts to schools and to school districts. This is us acknowledging what I like to call the cost of doing business, right? We've been able to get by before, but there's been a cost to that. You pay that cost oftentimes in losing people who need to go and make a better salary in other places, perhaps in other states. All those sorts of things, we pay for it if we don't pay up front. And so this is us, I think, the state and now us passing through our district on to our educators to acknowledge them for who they are and what they bring to our scholars and families. If you could save money from these buildings, if you could save money from these positions where you don't necessarily need them, could you spend that money in other ways? And if so, what ways would that be? Obviously, we want to continue to create the building space, the learning spaces and workspaces that people need in order to be safe, comfortable, and that's conducive to learning and for good work. But also, again, back to we're a people business. If we can reinvest some of that money in the people and attract the good people and the capable people and smart people and keep them over time, you're not having to spend the money to recruit again. You're not having to spend the money to do the basic training all over again. You're not having to spend the money on substitutes because you don't have the teachers in this classroom or that classroom or the other. There are all these costs that you start to address and hopefully kind of stave off because you are paying people wages that are competitive and creating a situation where people want to be here. But we can pay our people in ways that show them we respect them and we appreciate the talents and the knowledge and the skill and the hard work that they bring to our districts.